Okay, Craig, here's this video for you about how to fix your fill valve on your toilet. Um, so basically, this is the Fluid Master 400A fill valve. There's other ones like it that might be under a different name, but they look a little bit the same and they function pretty much the same. There are other styles with the old ball and stuff like that, but they all kind of have the same idea. They might function just a little different. But particularly with your toilet that you have, the Fluid Master 400A is the fill valve that it has in it. I believe your toilet you have is a Cadet 3 toilet. So basically what we're going to do is it's leaking out. The problem with the toilet is that it's leaking out of the fill valve. And so even when this is in the up position where the float's up, it still seems to leak. You can just hear that toilet running. More than likely it's just an issue that there's just a little bit of sand and sediment in there. If it's been in there for a really long time, like months on end, and it's leaked past, it might have wore the gasket. Might have wore the gasket out, and so then the whole thing needs to be replaced. But most of the time, it just needs to be cleared out, and that's fairly simple. And you don't need to replace the whole thing. So first off, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this black cap off. This black cap is just cosmetics, is all it is, just to make it look nicer. So we're just going to pull this off. Okay, so that's the first part. Now, before you do anything else, we got to make sure you shut the water off. So shut the water off. Maybe push this down to make sure you relieve the pressure a little bit if it's in the up position because of water. Push it down, force it down so it can relieve the pressure before you do anything else. Now on this one right here, there are two little arms. See this little arm right here, this little plastic square looking thing from that angle? There's an arm there, and there's an arm on this side right here, just above my finger. Now this arm, sorry I'm trying to get this position so you can see. This arm, what we have to do is we have to turn it this way. So that's going to be, we're going to take it from this position, we're going to rotate it backwards, so counterclockwise. We're going to go click like this. Now, there's these arms, they kind of need to be lifted up, just like, hopefully I'm not making you dizzy with my movie here, my professional movie making abilities. But basically, this arm needs to be lifted, it might need to be lifted up. Might need a screwdriver, something to pry that up, because it's got to go up above that that little ramp right there, that little stop. So, but most of the time, you can lightly put some pressure on it, or just turn it and it'll just pop right up over it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this lever, we're going to lift it up, we're going to turn the whole thing counterclockwise. So we went over. So when we did that, it just popped over that little stop right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just going to pull this out. And the problem is from this white thing, there's something between that white thing and this black gasket right here. So if you look at the black gasket and there's stuff on there, clean that off. If it looks like it has chunks taken out of it, if it's really old, then you might just have to replace the whole thing. But more likely, there's just stuff on it, and there's just stuff on this white part right here. So we're just going to flush it and get it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to flush it by just turning on the valve. But before you do that, you want to put your hand on it, because if you don't, the water's just going to shoot up, hit the wall, the ceiling, everything like that. You have a big mess. So put your hand over it and cup it so when your hand will stop it and it'll just run into the toilet tank. You're going to take your other hand, you're going to turn the valve on, let it run for just a second, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, and just flush it a little bit. Then, okay, when you're done, it should be nice and clean in there. And of course, make sure this is all clean here too. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to put it back. Now, just put it back in the position that you found it in, that you popped out in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this right here. We're just going to put it in. I'll try to switch hands so you can see a little better. We're just going to put it in. There's little gateways to where it enters in. Push it in, and then you have to turn it. As we turn it, this little arm is going to just come. See that? It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and then it drops down. Okay, so as soon as you've done that, it's in place. That happened with both arms simultaneously, opposite of each other. So now what you're going to do is you're going to turn the water on, and if you didn't flush the tank, the water's up, then it should basically shut off. So, but anyways, make sure the water's on. You might have to just lift up this lever. If you lift up the lever and the water still, you can still hear it leaking, then you might need to repeat the process another time. Now, after 2 or maybe 3 times of repeating that process, and it doesn't work, you might just have to replace the whole thing. But 9 times out of 10, you don't have to, and that's all it takes. So yeah, you've got your piece back together. Now you're going to take your cosmetic cap, and you're just going to put it over there straight in line with that right there, and you're just going to pop it in place, and that's it. Turn it back on, and you should be good to go. So, all right.